This is the future.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, thewierdguy here, and do we have a little bit of a better camera quality on this one, or is it just me? Because this is the first time I'm cleaning that camera since I bought it, which was 1 year ago, and it seems to look a little bit better, and yeah, I know I need the haircut, but back to the topic of this video. We're going to take a little bit more of a look at the God Killer, and we're going to take a look at how it performs in terms of infinite combo on some various other characters. We've seen already Catwoman, but nevertheless we're going to go a little bit again onto this, and then we're going to also see it a little bit in league rates and see how it performs in terms of damage, because I think league rates will be the best way to test it a little bit out in terms of damage, because that's where we don't have other bonuses from other artifacts, but at the same time we don't know the attack of the bosses, because the attack that we steal is going to depend on that, excuse me, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, first up we're going to fight Raiden here with Raiden and Catwoman, and as you can see, swiping down and starting a combo is going to be a very reliable thing, but I think this will be a thing against most bosses for Catwoman, because she's got a very fast opener in terms of her attacks, and her swipe down staggers for quite a bit, so this is gonna be a safe one. Though keep in mind, this is gonna be just an easier alternative to combo interrupting. This doesn't mean that you shouldn't learn to combo interrupt. That's something that everybody should eventually learn to know. Okay, so Black Manta, testing out a bit, it didn't work with the swipe back. It doesn't work for every single character with the swipe back, but there are a few more that it works for, and we'll see one more in this video. But if you want to do an infinite with this one with a swipe back, you need to have let's say a short range swipe back that doesn't get you backwards by that much, that's gonna be fast, and then a long range swipe attack that's gonna have a fast animation. Black Manta is not into that category, but it's in that category of staggering the opponent for quite a bit of time with his swipe down. Tagging out Black Manta there to not tag the Supreme was a little bit of an overkill, I'll admit, but you know me, better be safe than sorry. Special 2 in there, stunning the opponent, just to push him to a corner easier, and also to apply the debuffs for the Vixen passive that we're using here as support character. Swipe down again, and as you can see, Black Manta doesn't have much of a problem, I think, throughout this fight, and we'll see. I think I got at some point interrupted, and as I said, this is not gonna be something that you can rely on every single time, and this is going to depend from boss to boss, because while Black Manta is gonna start his attacks pretty quick, and his swipe down is a good swipe down, there's also depending on the boss that you're fighting in terms of how fast his attack is going to be. Though with Black Manta I think you're gonna be safe for the most part, but you see there? He interrupted me, and over here we mess up big time. And that special 2 shouldn't have been done there. I should have tried to engage a combo, because while we were doing the special 2 we lost all the Black Manta passive that we have stacked. Thankfully we're going to easily one-shot this fight, but if this would have been a little bit of a more close one, then we might have had a problem. So as you can see, while this is reliable for the most part in this fight, is something that can still fail you at some points. So don't 100% rely on this, because you might have not such a great time. Also, in the last video, a lot of people asked in the comments, thewierdguy, you said it's a free artifact, how do I get it for free, my man, but look, there's some new players watching this channel, and I understand that. There's some people who haven't even unlocked soul raids yet, so you get it by, yeah, we had a delay on the special tree here, and again, we messed up big time. I thought that Super Move would kill, but it didn't. Again, thankfully, we're going to easily outkill this. Easily one-shot this, but this could have been a little bit of a mistake here. But yeah, you get it for completing the last contract soul raid normal tier, and for each tier for completing the tier 5, you're going to get one of them. So it's basically free, and since this soul raid is kind of the easiest we've ever gotten, it's kind of literally free. Okay, so here is the league rate fights. It's on fast forward because it's not much to see here, because I will mess up at points. Look, I'll admit, I'll be fully honest with you guys. While this does not interrupt Super Move, and it was my fault that I didn't tag out, when we randomly get interrupted by Dr. Fate at some points, it will be 100% my fault, because we messed up the combo. Because while this is kind of a guaranteed thing, it's kind of nerve-wracking to keep doing it. And yeah, we messed up and we died. And Overall, the thing is, it's a reliable thing if you can do it perfectly in terms of locking Dr. Fate into an infinite combo, but even though we died, we kind of survived for half of the fight, and considering the damage that will be out at the end of the fight, I think the best performance for this Just League team, and Flash is kind of built. Flash is doing fine in terms of a build. The peak performance for this team would have been somewhere around above a 10 million, I think a 12 million with that on. And while this is fine for tier 6, that's not the threshold anymore. This dealt 5 million if that was too fast for you. I'm sorry for that. But yeah, it doesn't pull the damage in League rates for the Just League team at the very least. So while it enables them to fight some other fights that they couldn't, by the way, they can't fight Dr. Fate fight. Usually they just use a swipe down instead of this. Okay, so we had over here Batman and Catwoman with the sword, but yeah, Just League team just doesn't pull enough damage with it, even though it makes the Dr. Fate fight viable, but you can do that with all blades and with the swipe down and continuing the combo at the end with that team. And yeah, with Catwoman it's gonna be pretty much the same thing. It works. At some point in the fight, I don't know exactly where, but at some point, I just stop pressing the block button. Just look at the block button and just see that at some point it will just stop being pressed. It'll just stop being pressed. I'm not pressing the block button. It's literally the dumbest thing that I've done in a while, but yeah, it works. You don't have to press the block button anymore when using Batman Ninja Catwoman, and I guess if you can't combo interrupt, in this fight, this is gonna be a better alternative to Claws of Horus, and granted it's only a level 3 one, so maybe the damage will scale up a bit more as it gets higher levels, but it's already got the bulk of the percentage that it gives from like the lower levels. Granted, it can go much higher. The damage it's pulling, it's still lower than Claws of Horus, and this was quite a lucky start for this fight. Yeah, this will be, in case, yet again, it pops out too fast, again, sorry for that one, it's gonna be a 15 mil. For this one, and Claws of Horus can pull 20 mil with this Batman Ninja team. So yeah, in terms of damage, it's lower than Claws of Horus, but I guess if you can't combo interrupt, this is gonna... Oh, it's 17 mil, actually, my bad. So yeah, Claws of Horus plus, pulls 20 mil. If maxed out, might pull a little bit more damage than Claws of Horus, might. I don't know for sure. But yeah, for people who can't combo interrupt, can be definitely an alternative, though you still got to get Scarecrow all the way to the corner. But if you got Beta Club, or if you can combo interrupt and you don't have like, I think a level 5 or a level 6 one, Claws of Horus is still gonna be the best alternative. But yeah, there is the option to use that. And boy, this fight feels so slow now after kind of doing that fast forward. But yeah, this is kind of the combo with Shazam. Shazam is having such a good time with this, and it's right on the taggings. So when you're using, actually over here we don't really care, but we kind of care, because when you're tagging a combo builder, for the most part, in most scenarios, your interest is to get that combo builder into the fight and out of the fight as soon as you're able to. And with Shazam, if you tag him straight into a swipe down and into a full combo afterwards, finishing with the swipe right and the ghost tap, will be the absolute perfect combo on tagging. When you finish that, you have the Kim-Flan Sakuman available to be tagged in, and at the same time you have the full combo done and the perfect moment for him to tag in. So this might be actually a new best combo builder for Kim-Flan Sakuman if you're using him with a classic team, so that's quite interesting. Again, this fight ended kind of fast, so we didn't get the chance to fully explore this concept, but nevertheless, it's something that's interesting to look into. Reverse Flash, yet again, it works, one of the characters that I'm quite excited about this for. Though again, as I said, it highly depends on the character that you're playing against also. You'll see here against Boss Aquaman, will not have much of a trouble to pull the combo off. Though you can't really... you can continue the combo if you're in a little bit of an awkward spot after the tagging, but that's far less guaranteed than going back and resetting the combo. So yeah, still I would go Sword of Salvation if you guys had that, but if you don't have that, this might be a decent choice. Works with the swipe down as well, as you can see. So Banshee in there. Special tree. Again, over here we're not necessarily going for the perfect gameplay, because we're going to easily kill this dude, but we're kind of experimenting with it. Yet again, it worked here well. Special tree. And yeah, this might be the go-to combo for the safe play with Banshee. The safe play with Banshee is to tag here into a full combo, special tree, and then tag him from a block. This is done against enemies that have ranged abilities, where it's not safe to back off into a one more special one before tagging out. So yeah, quite happy with how it went in this fight. It actually was a solid performance, nevertheless. And yeah, Aquaman still no chance. Let's be honest here. This was not really a challenge. Okay, moving on to the next fight, we got my boy Blade Master Robin here, trying himself the combo, and in this fight I'll mess up at the start a lot, because I was still kind of trying to figure out how it works. Working best, because this is the first time I'm using it on a Robin character, but no worry, we'll eventually figure it out, and I'm not sure this will necessarily be the best thing for Sora Banshee. As a combo builder, still would go for Reverse Flash or Martian Manhunter, but yeah, this could be an option for as a combo builder if you don't have the full Sora teams and you have some random filler stuff like Black Adam. Black Adam usually has the problem if you have most of the Sora teams, but you're missing just one. Yeah, I messed up there, I don't know why I pressed that special one on him. But yeah, usually you are going to end up having, for example, a Black Adam or a Predator Batman to fill out the 6th team if you don't have all the top teams. And the problem with that team is that it usually ends up not having many support characters. And you could go Atrocitus, and in terms of a combo builder, you could either go Speed Force Flash or Blade Master Robin because of his passive. And Blade Master Robin back in the day, in the early days of Ninja 2 Mobile, when League Raids released, used to be one of the best combo builders because he could do an infinite combo. And the reason why he was one of the best is present right now as well. There we go, look at my boy. It's yet again because he's got a fast swipe back animation and a fast swipe right animation. Keep in mind, while you're swiping back, if you're trying to do this, you need to keep the block pressed. Press the block while you're swiping back. This is very important because this shortens the animation of the swipe back and shortens the transition into a swipe. This is mandatory. And we didn't get to see that much of it in action. Okay, so we got my boy Black Adam here. Don't ask any questions here. On this channel, if a boss that should have been one-shotted but hasn't been one-shotted is seen, we don't ask any questions here. We don't do that here. So why is Sub-Zero still alive with that amount of health? That is none of your concern. Just pretend it's not there, pretend it was full HP when it started the fight, okay? But nevertheless, we're going to use hit on Black Adam here, and I'm trying to figure out what ways are going to be the best for him, but it seems like obviously it's gonna be the swipe down. And when you're using it on like damage dealers, it's gonna work definitely on the swipe down, as you have seen there, but the problem is, what do you do after you use a special? Because for most of them, not all of them, Just League Flash doesn't really need to use specials, but for most of them, you're going to eventually need to use a swipe down at the end. You're going to need to use specials. And how do you chain using this artifact instead of a combo interruption at the end of your specials? Well, there's no guaranteed way you can start hitting around. Maybe there's a time frame where you should start hitting. But if you're going that deep into time frames and starting hitting, you might as well combo interrupt. And as I said, well, this is an alternative for combo interruptions. I think this far safer option, and an option that is far more reliant on you and your own skills, is going to be trying to combo interrupt. So yeah, if you're going to use a special and then try to use this to continue the combo, is not going to be the most reliable thing in the world. And over here I've seen something pretty weird. And as I said, it heavily depends on the boss, as I have stated previously. This heavily depends on the boss as well. So while in League Raids, even though I messed up eventually, in theory, if I played it perfectly, we had no problem doing this combo on like my boy Boss Dr. Fate, but a boy Steer Dr. Fate will put us in a little bit of danger there. I mean, not really danger, because he doesn't really deal much damage and he's got low health, so there was no point in this fight where I was afraid, oh boy, I might end up not one-shotting, but see, he interrupts me, even though I did it properly. Because yet again, it depends on the boss, and I don't know why it doesn't work well here, because it's like the Dr. Fates, it's like the same AI, though maybe it's like the old... Okay, so there we... Okay, my bad though, my bad. I'll be honest here. I didn't actually notice this while I was playing this. One time where this didn't work, he had his block disabled, but yeah, swipe down didn't work there either. Yeah, it really depends on the boss and how fast they're going to use their attacks, not only on your character. So for Flash characters, for example, it seems to not be working every single time. And there's certainly some variation to that. We can combo interrupt this dude quite easily after 2 hits, so that's gonna be by far the safer option. But yeah, all that being said, this was everything for this one. Hope you enjoyed it, hope you learned something new today, and if you did, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye! And yeah, there he goes, he's dead.
This is the future.